everyone, our group name is 13 Gigalit and our project name is Predict the K-pop. What we are trying to do is we get YouTube and Spotify data, and also we have data sets about K-pop idols and groups, and we are trying to merge these data sets into one data set and do a regression on it for predicting the views. But first we had to do exploratory data analysis. Since we already talked about this in our presentation and also the time is limited, I'm skipping this part, but basically what we did is we checked if there is missing values, and after that we did some analysis on that, and we calculated the age and experience and generations of the groups and visualized it. I'm skipping this part. For YouTube analysis, we had to do web scraping. This takes hours, so basically we are using Beautiful Soup library and we get the recent views from YouTube. There are some release types in here. If the song released as major, it means this is the main song of the comeback. It will get more views. So after that, we did some Spotify analysis. We found a huge data set containing K-pop hits from 90s to 2020s. So we did an analysis on it, and then we get the mean of every category that Spotify gives us. And here's the data set we get, the years and the columns that Spotify gives us. After that, we did plots in here. We already showed this in the presentation, so I'm skipping also, and the keys and the modes, time signatures. Also, we try to do it by ourselves by using Spotify library, and we get client ID and secret from Spotify API, and by using them in correct manner, we get the playlist infos just like that. We did also some analysis on this, like danceability and energy, or keys and frequency, the keys used, and this is the heat map of the columns. So after we decided we get enough insight of the data we have, we tried to merge them. So basically what we are doing is all the artist name and song names should be lowercase and stripped because they have to be the same. Also the column names should be the same for merging. So these steps is very frequently used in every other steps. So we get boy groups, girl groups, and calculate their age, and also we calculate the experience for each group. After that, we did some preparing for the web scraped dataset for YouTube. After that, we merged group info and YouTube, and also solo info and YouTube, and concate them to get a final dataset. And we define some functions here because our columns have too many different infos about the groups, and since we are trying to do regression, it has to be in numbers, and they have separated, so we are separating them in columns in here. And after that, we are dropping some columns and also doing the same thing again. We found two Spotify datasets online. We are merging them. At the end, we got two different Spotify data frames with YouTube info, so we are concatenating them in here. And after that, we are dropping some columns in here. And these columns are fanbase name, short name, Korean name, and other Spotify columns that doesn't affect much. So we are dropping them, and this is the latest version of the dataset. It has artist name, members, gender, age, experience, views, is group, company popularity, collab, OST, Japanese, English, Chinese, special, major. And this is the Spotify part. Energy, key, specialness, tempo, and time signature. We are going to do regression. So we have to get dummies because for regression everything should be numbers. So we create dummies for gender columns. Here is the dummies for gender columns. Here it is. And we also got curious if the Spotify info matters that much. So we create only YouTube datasets in here. And we looked for our dataset values are linearly correlated. And as you can see, our dataset is not suitable for linear regression. The values are not continuous. They are more likely in the binary form. I mean, if this is the group or not, if it is major or not, it's just ones and zeros mostly. So we did linear regression. We split our dataset into train and test and randomize it, and we are predicting views. And we also need to scale our numeric metrics for better regression. and here's numeric columns in here. And after that, here's the difference between predicted and actual value, and as you can see, difference is very high in here. And this is the heat map of the columns we have. And here is the linear regression score. It is very low, as we expected. And we did also on YouTube linear regression, and the score is even more poor because it doesn't get the continuous values from Spotify dataset. After that, we tried gradient boosting regressor. It is a technique that uses trees to learn about the data, and we tried it, and the score is very high, but the test value score is not that high. Here is the plot of it. This is the predicted values, and this is the original values, and the difference is lower than the other. We also did this for only YouTube, and the test values and score values score is close enough, and here's a plot. After that, we did logistic regression, and our score is high, and here is the plot, and as you can see, the difference is lower than the other two. And we also did this for only YouTube, and the score is low, and here is the plot. And here the difference is lower than the others, but the prediction score is not that great, which is interesting. And after that, we also tried to do random forest. For random forest, we are predicting the class, so we created classes by using views. The classes are superstar, very popular, and nugu. Nugu is a term in Korea that if someone, especially artists, is not popular, they call them as nugu. And here we are splitting our data set into train and test, and we are randomizing it again, and we are doing random forest, and we are predicting it. And here's accuracies, 58. And here's the plot. If the black dots and red dots are on top of each other, it means this is the correct predict. And here is only one tree of our random forest. As you can see, it is very complicated. After that, we also tried to do a decision tree, guessing a small group of artists by YouTube views. We get most 5 repeated artists in the artist column, and we create the data frame on it, and we are giving the tree the views and the number of members, and we are expecting the artist name. Here is the tree, and the accuracy, precision, and F1 score is 0.65. Thank you for listening us.